It wasn't just theater. It turned raw when Mace stared Crockett down and spat those words. The room froze. Crockett didn't yell. She dismantled her calmly, sentence by sentence. When a congresswoman says, "You people on television," it forces the question, who is we in America and who isn't? What happens when someone dares to answer, "This story demands your attention"? The hearing began with tight air, undeclared war simmering. The Capitol chamber, witness to generations of battles, crackled with tension. On paper, it was a dry House Oversight Committee debate on federal budgets for racial equity in education. But inside, it was a fight over America's soul in classrooms. Her crisp folder sat beside chilled water, white blazer spotless. A deliberate contrast. She'd built her brand on sharp jabs and polished deflection. As the gavel struck, she spoke with surgical precision. Let me be clear. What's sold as progress is poison. Critical race theory teaches resentment, not facts, division, not unity. It tells white kids they're born oppressors. Black kids, they're doomed victims. That's not education. That's not America. Murmurs of agreement rose from her side. She addressed voters, producers, history, rewriting it. Jasmine Crockett sat still, 2 chairs away, legs crossed, pen idle, lips flat. Where Mace was curated, Crockett was forged from conviction, a Southern daughter, civil rights attorney turned congresswoman. Her braided hair and tight expression screamed resilience. Her stillness wasn't passive. It was coiled power waiting. She snapped. This middle school curriculum, funded by equity dollars, claims capitalism built on slavery. Police target minorities. Founding documents rooted in white supremacy. It's a taxpayer-funded guilt trip, shaming white kids for sins they didn't commit. When did education become punishment by skin color? Words hung deliberately. Crockett didn't blink. Something ancient flared inside. Not rage, but the sting of ease in Mace's lies, shielded by privilege. She'd seen this script. It us a pain. Protect pride. Mace rose. Stop teaching America is broken. Teach rising, not resenting. Invest in unity, not racial division. Applause followed. She smiled, thinking she'd won. But Crockett wasn't clapping. Then, as shoulders relaxed, Mace leaned in, calm missile. You people act like America owes you. Stop blaming white privilege. Work harder, not a dog whistle, a siren. Oxygen vanished, cold settled. No gasps, just ricocheting glances among aides. They'd entered dangerous ground. Mace shrugged, doubled down. Yes, you people always cause trouble. Pen dropped, and chair creaked. Aide hissed air. Chairwoman's glance warned. Brace. But Crockett absorbed. Her silence, a prelude to thunder. Eyes fixed on Mace. Hands folded, behind calm. Seismic memories surged, being followed in stores. Locks clicking, told to smile more. Called articulate as surprise. You people for years. Now on camera. Then she spoke. Steele. If my people cause trouble, why are we handcuffed? Denied. Undervalued. Underpaid. Measured like a blade drawn slowly. Words sharper. Room froze. Macha hesitated. No ignoring it, generations' fury and restraint. No movement. Whispers. Phones. Moment balanced on razor. Crockett turned slur into mirror, forcing all to look. Sentence hung. Halting blinks. Eyes on Mace. Words for all. Privilege means saying you people without grasping it. Never questioning your place. Pause. Let's be honest. When history twists, guilt trumps truth. Comfort over fairness. Silence unbroken. They witnessed unignorable truth in calm certainty. No outrage. She reached for proof facts, exposing cracks, turning silence to guilt. Folder opened precisely. Atmosphere shifted like pre-lightning. Cross-examination. Nation as jury. Start with school. 14-year-old white boy in Missouri brings loaded gun, suspended 5 days. Handled internally. 12-year-old black boy in Florida brings toy water gun, tackled. Handcuffed. Flagged in system. The stones dropped. Same country. different consequences for skin color. Job market. Identical resumes Josh Miller, 46% callbacks. Deshaun Williams, 14%. Silence longer. Housing. Black family in Cincinnati, appraised $110K. Remove black artifacts. White friend poses $160K. Hal Tresque difference for skin. Tense stillness. Voice softened. Privilege. Believing it's unreal because it never hit you. Hearing stories yet asking. Sure, it's race. Avoidance. Not curiosity. She unflinched. For you, racism's theory. For us, daily life. We're told we're imagining more proof. You know, silence stood. She'd said enough. Hush fell respect or fear of what followed. This black woman in dark suit commanded without volume. Mace clenched. Arms folded. Sail deflated. Energy shifted. Jasmine adjusted mic. Breath, gathering insults past. Then leaned in. Truth is evidence. Nation Yuri. Pulled DOJ report government's record. Black American. Do. 5 times more likely killed by police. Statistic. Not theory. Unarmed. Non-resisting hesitation for some. Bullets for others. Let's sink. Sentencing. Samikrime. People of color get 30% longer. Race creeps in outcomes. Room uncomfortable. Unhearable truth. White privilege doesn't mean no suffering or unearned life. Pause. Air shifted. It's not never wrong. It's forgiven when wrong. Seen as person first. Not problem. Second chance. Doubts benefit. Staffers glanced. 1 bit cheek. White teen with pills to rehab. Black to prison. Help your son BS. Threat to safety. Hand on document. Numbers don't lie. We pretend they don't matter if untouched. Eyes tired. Purposeful. Privilege. Recover. Survive. Be human after failure. We all err, some return. Heavier silence recognition. Facts as mirrors. No storm. Fingers. Tears, but fire rolled quietly. Completely. Hearing adjourned. Video hit 1M. Views fast. 1 YouTube next day. Raw hearing. World waited. It detonated. Truck driver Kevin in Missouri. Diner scrolled. Clicked. Congresswoman drops truth. Words unflinching. Resumes line stirred. Hiring flashbacks. I'm white. Never thought now I do. Tulsa classroom. Teacher Dillard played clip. Silence like fog. Black boy. Shoo-woo. If they call her you people, what about me? Dillard swallowed. Space for talk. Georgia porch. Retired firefighter Tom replayed. Not who suffers, who survives mistakes. Recall black kid jailed for candy theft. White got warning. Clarity sank. Texted son. Watch. We all need, across kitchens, laundromats, rooms. People leaned in. Dichwa mom texted. She said what we've whispered, now heard. Idaho counselor cried. NYC musician whispered her name. Beyond viral, personal. Jasmine unaware. Office buzzing. Threats amid thanks for saying, not blinking, not backing. Ripple pulsed. Minds changed. Hearts opened by truth. Shift quieter than riots. Permanent recognition. No tweet. Release. Appearance. Team deflected. No comment. Silence as retreat. South Carolina office. Reporters camped. Mics raised. Regret you people. Black reporter held quote. No answer. Silence spoke. Allies scrambled. Miscontext. Theater. But nothing drowned Crockett's voice. Rooms echo. Capitol tense. Colleagues nodded politely. Avoided. Staffer whispered. Radioactive. Supporters edgy. She'd lost narrative. Jasmine silent. No interviews. Lapse. Phone flooded. She posted photo. Black and white. Grainy. Her center room. Back straight. Eyes locked raw. Unflinching. Committee blurred behind. Mace crossed arms. Viral an hour. Icon stare heard worldwide. Silence speaks. Reddit. Photo is statement. She'd said all inside. Outside. Noise chased her. Mace watched from blinds. Clip everywhere. Heartbeat like. Draft tweets deleted. Misunderstood. Targeted. Deep down. Her words untwisted. Silence followed. Protesters gathered, not mobs. People with signs, mirrors, look again. Underestimated one woman's facts. Voice. Presence. Jasmine. No comment. Just photo louder than speeches. It mirrored nation. Air heavy. Change palpable. Room packed early. Teachers. Students. Parents. Deacons. Workers. Veterans in truth isn't divisive shirts. We hear you signs. Behind curtain. Breath steady. No podium. Script. Just mic. Community. Stepped out. Rose in respect. Claps grew warm. Mic sacred. Not for trends or likes. Plain talk cuts deep. Gestured projector photo. They said no response, but standing unblinking is strongest for Black woman. Not radical reality, whispered in kitchens. Churches. After stops, now heard beyond. To crowd, America needs no apology for white privilege, but to see, name, decide to move past together. Thunder soft. Shaking. Privilege. Benefit of doubt. Scene complicated, not dangerous. Shot after mess up. Urgency. Not guilt. Carry truth. Flinching fixes nothing. Woman gripped hand. Man wiped cheek. Second chances. Only some make first mistake. Silence answered. Line eternal. No shame vision. No denial courage. No. Pretending same start when finish moves. Room pressed into bones. Clapping started. All rose. Not applause. Alignment. Fixed by seeing, naming, deciding now what country we want. Applause. Built like cracked dam. Not moved. Changed. Readiness. Nation reacted. Words pierced politics. Trended. Dissected. Quote hit cycles. Progressives honestest. Conservatives caution. Taped. Hashtags exploded. Stand with Crockett. Privilege is real and race hustler. Stop Crockett. Producers scrambled. She refused. Said what needed. Countries listening. Media hated silence from Black woman stealing conversation. Capitol backlash. Senator Hastings, radio growled, dangerous shame. Censor proposed, inflammatory, un-American. Host painted radical, edited quotes. Distort, attack. Butkete. Classrooms Baltimore Boise open talks. Teacher used remarks for thinking. Nebraska library circles. Mom found words for kids. Churches. Halls question difference. Delivery. Certain. Data un spoon. Blueprint C. Name. Move together. For every play. Mockery. Donors pulled. PAC. Dropped. But she spoke from life, not gain. Social raged. Thanks buried in threats. FBI reported. CNN debated. Sunday feature. Viral or turning point. Late Texas kitchen. Ignored buzz. Watched mom's clock. Arrows expected. AQ stayed. Truth endures. Shift by one voice. Cutting static. Nation chose. Hear or forget. Lights hummed. Staff gone. On window ledge. Shoes off. Capitol Dome glowed peaceful, but she knew unrest. Television muted. Headlines scrolled firestorm. You people split nation. Spin memorized. Concern suspicion. No humanity. Applause faded. Weight heavier at night. Clarity in dark. Alone. Questioned. Risked what? Breath released. Blazer draped. Shirt wrinkled. Air clinical. Phone buds noise. Truth in unanswerable queries. Enough. Target. Inbox chaos. Then Ava, Sursan, Mississippi. You made me feel real. Felt seen with no shame vision. Don't stop. Read thrice. Forehead on glass. Grounded in pole. City. Mom's words. Say true. Silence follows. Circled back. Price. Solitude for truth tellers. Loneliness. Post-speak. Dome closer. Belonged as unshrinking voice. Staff urged low. She lit path. Fate hid floor. Echo grounding. Notebook out. Truth doesn't apologize. Speakers bleed quietly. Closed, said all. Clock chimed 1 a.m. Lights off. Paused in stillness. First in ages. Months passed. Headlines keyed. Debates faded. But roots grew. Rural Virginia. Library. Teens shuffled chairs for race talk. Invite from white 17-year-old Kyle. Saw speech. Invited despite nays. Jasmine front. Soft voice. Don't agree, but listen. Beats Washington adults. Stories. Court win mistaken defendant. Siren-filled childhood. Kyle. Why dangerous? Truth shakes. Fear uncontrolled. He noted like scripture. Kansas City chief-eyed printed remarks. Privilege. Who survives mistakes? Reviewed force cases. Phoned. Revisa stop frisk now. Movement from one line. Texas office energized. Letters nationwide. Saeed needed. Judge Maine. Wrong years. Useful again. Bills dusted. Signatures. Gathered equity. Transparency. Funding. New. Her name requested. Republican whispered. Scare them. Don't flinch. Shadows. Ohio walkout anti-American. Phoenix noose security up. Chest heavy. Viewed photo. No longer alone, Pennsylvania framed words by Constitution. Mississippi girl podcasted what we're not taught. Georgia pastor shifted sermon action. Seeds deep. Sunday church. East Dallas. Elder gave laminated quote. Fixed by seeing. Choosing together. Nodded. Movement begun. No fireworks deeper. Gave question. What people are we? Looking away. Listen. Injustice wears smiles. Silence armor. Dares flinch. Crockett didn't carry stars. Doubts. Pain. Stood. No symbol sought. Truth demanded consequences. Paid alone. Courage in quiet after price beyond threats. Burden rarely thanked, but lifted for others. Oklahoma student. Missouri driver. Remembering nation. Fight. Mirror. Versus. Comfort. Conscience over ease. White privilege shakes not false. Real dangerous. Take. Looks different unsold. Justice wears resolve. Next. Crockett watches classroom. Wondering belief. Ending yours. Here. Decide next. Thanks watching Justice Journey. Support means all like subscribe, notify, comment. What moved you most?